Welcome back everyone to this month's Portmaster Roundup video. This video is going to be a little bit different from how we've done these videos in the past. In the past, I've just given roughly equal amounts of time to all of the ports that came out that month, but that's becoming increasingly difficult for me to do. It takes a lot of time to make those videos, and I don't have a whole lot of free time, and the number of ports that come out each month seem to just increase in number. You know, Portmaster is becoming a more and more popular thing as time goes on, and I think it's going to become increasingly impossible for me to give equal amounts of time to all of the games that are ported each month. So with that being said, what I'm attempting to do in this video is break up the video into three sections. Section 1 would be paid ports that you have to pay for the game, and add the files to Portmaster. I had to duck under a tree there. Section 2 would be ports that are free, but you still have to download the files from somewhere and add them to your device. And then Section 3 would just be completely ready to run ports. And of those three sections, I'll give my personal recommendations, like voiceover, my personal recommendations of somewhere between 1 and 3 games from each of those categories. And I'd be doing that at the start of each of those sections. And then after I give my personal recommendations, the voiceover will stop and it'll go into just a montage of 20-second clips with information about each of the games that are ported each month. So that's the way this video is going to go. I'm open to your feedback. Let me know what you think. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Be the captain of your own ship in the 1700s and make every decision from rationing food to flogging your crew. Choose the life of a pirate and do as you please, or become a privateer for the Royal Navy. The lives of your lads are in your gout-ridden hands. Each vessel matches the speed of its real-life counterpart, which will give you an accurate depiction of how difficult and tedious a journey across the ocean was in the Age of Sail. You can enjoy a casual experience on a frigate as you fly across the waves, or decimate pirates in a war galleon like a rich Ponce. Or suffer a hardcore challenge on the raft and struggle to feed your men daily while your vessel crawls along so slowly you'll beg the wind to pick up. Route Planning was the first free expansion released, which opened the game up by adding 9 new additional locations for you to choose as your destination and introducing a branching storyline that gives you the option of becoming a pirate and plundering treasure, or becoming a privateer and hunting notorious pirates for Queen Anne. Fantasy Toggle was the second free expansion, which gives you the option of exploring another storyline in a world filled with monsters, legends, and mysteries. Treasure hunting, plank walking, and kraken combat were also added, along with new professions and new steamships. So for the sake of clarity, I haven't gotten to play any of these paid games yet. I'm just going based off the information accessible to me like anyone else. But this game looks really fun. I'm also partial to pirates. I love anything with pirates, and I love the simple pixel art of this game. And funnily enough, because Steamboat Willie is in the public domain now, you can play him as an unlockable character. I don't know if this would be an accurate description, but this game strikes me as a Oregon Trail meets pirates. The kingdom on the sea was once peaceful, but magic has since taken over the land, and only fools or followers of the Dark Sorcerer remain among the ruins. You arrive somewhat forgetful, but your purpose is clear. Explore the once thriving kingdom and fight your way past the servants of dark magic. Equipped with a magic bow and overbowed, you'll explore ruins and the dangerous foes that inhabit them. This Game Boy-inspired game features a vast interconnected world, collectible items, fluid combat and platforming, and more. Your journey will take you through derelict city ruins, overgrown caverns, flooded dungeons, and other perilous paths. Much has changed since you disappeared. However, the past will only become clearer the deeper you travel into these dark places. Uncover the kingdom's secrets in Overbowed. So yeah, this is a Metroidvania with a very simple but very charming Game Boy art style. And like the Steam description says, it has very smooth combat and platforming. If you're into indie games or idle games, you might have heard of another game by the same developer called Yolk Heroes: Long Tamago. This game can be picked up at a discounted rate with some of his other games bundled together, or if you didn't want to pay the $8.99, this port also works with the free demo that you can get on Steam or on itch. A lonesome crawdad, mired in debt, you vie to topple the loan sharks and robber barons who run your neck of the bayou. Leverage 100 plus upgrades as you battle and bet your way through a dozen colorful bosses in this Game Boy style roguelike boss rush. Erase your debts once and for all. So aside from the premise of the game being unique, a crawdad in debt to loan sharks in the bayou, the port is also a little bit unique because the full game is not yet released, and from what I understand it's supposed to be released sometime within the next month or two, but for the time being, the port that you can get on Portmaster uses the demo and it's completely ready to run. And if my understanding is correct, once the full game is released on Steam, which we don't know the price yet, you will be able to use those files in the port for the full game as well. The kingdom of Japanda is in great danger. The pig army from the land of darkness has seized control over the 5 elemental crystals, plunging the world into chaos. Take up your katana and fight back in this grand 8-bit adventure. Will you be able to save Japanda from ruin? So this game is free or name your own price, meaning that you can pay as little or as much as you want for it to support the developer, however much you can. Unfortunately, as I'm recording this, itch.io isn't loading the web pages for specific developers, so I can't pull up the page to give specifics, but one of the reasons that this game appealed to me was because it uses accurate color palette for 8-bit for the 8-bit era, as well as 4-channel 8-bit music. So what I'm saying is that it's an accurate Nintendo Entertainment System style, Zelda style game that is made to play on modern hardware. "100 Little Jumps" is a charming little game where you're a frog that's cursed, so you only have 100 total jumps, and the goal is to try to make it as far as you can through all of the levels, given that you only have 100 total jumps. So it's sort of like a puzzle platformer arcade, not really fitting into any category very well. I wanted to make a special note that the Portmaster page makes note of RK3326 users. The game might not run super well on your device, it runs better on slightly more powerful devices. But even for me, I tried playing this game on the TrimUI brick, which uses the A133P, which is supposed to be more powerful than RK3326. It still felt like I was experiencing some amount of slowdowns with this game. It wasn't terrible, but it was noticeable. But yeah, this game is charming, short, fun. All you need. Go get it. Explore fields of warm grass and wildflowers. Glide through the sky with your leaf, elude predating fauna, or make mischief instead. Merp in Merp World evokes the feeling of classic Game Girl color platformers but includes modern niceties such as widescreen support, high refresh rate support, and a high-def, heart-pumping soundtrack. This game has a 100% positive rating on Steam. It only has 27 user reviews though, so keep that in mind. But it looks awesome. Something that's really cool about this ready-to-run game is that this is actually a paid game that the developer gave permission to Portmaster to just distribute it for free on Portmaster. So you can get the full game of Merp in Merp World on Portmaster, and if it's something that you like, you can buy the game on either Steam or itch, and it's cheaper on itch, but you can buy the game should you desire after playing the game for free just to support the developer. It looks like the Steam version of this game just had an update about a week ago. I don't know that that's going to be included in the Portmaster game. It's just quality of life and bug fixes, but it is still nice to know that this game is under active development. So, big thank you to Maybell for creating this game and allowing it to be ported for free. I wasn't expecting to like this game. I was assuming it was going to be overly crude and I wasn't going to be a fan, but it's not overly crude. It's just a Frogger-style game where everything bounces like it's an old 1950s cartoon. So you just have to hop your way over to the bar in rhythm. But then the unique twist is that once you make it to the bar, it turns to nighttime and you have to do the level in reverse. But when you do the level in reverse, your character automatically moves forward. You can't dilly-dally. So it becomes quite a bit harder making your way back from the bar. I know I said I was only going to have 1 to 4 per category, but I had to throw another one in, just because it was so good. Vacuous Sugar Quest is another ready-to-run game where you play as Vac, an adventurer trying to climb Sugar Mountain to prove her sugar gliding abilities. It's a puzzle platformer with surprisingly good gameplay. You start off playing the game and you can't jump, you can't glide or anything, and then you unlock that as you progress. But even at the beginning, the gameplay is intuitive, you can figure out the puzzles, they're not too difficult, but they are engaging and fun. That was all the ports from the month of November 2025. I thank you all for being here. If any of you have any helpful information to provide in the comments that will help all of us, please do so. If you found this video helpful, remember to leave a like, and thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.